Good morning, it's Melissa, Mother Lover for Life, 100%, out here at the park near the fountain. I don't know if you can hear the water, but it's already making me feel better. I'm out here at the park trying to focus on something positive today. I do the Sacred Path cards. It's based on Native American tradition. These are tarot cards. They are a tool that I use to stay focused on the Good Red Road and the sacred path that I'm walking. I've got some responses about people saying I'm a witch or whatever, that it's evil, and they're just negative comments. Watch somebody else's channel. If you don't have anything positive, don't respond. You know, I don't know why you weak people have to sit there and mess with somebody, but that just shows who your character is, and I hope you find something better to do with your time. God bless you. So, Ricky Moon and Jesus Christ, they've been, posting comments on my channel, and I'm just going to address them directly. So if you got something to say, if you got some real questions, let me know. Until then, why don't you find somebody else to play with? God bless you. So, I don't know everything, but I'd rather be happy than right. So there's enough bullshit and stress going on in this world without, weak people picking on other people, just to get a response out of them. I choose not to respond in a shitty way. It does irritate me that there are people out there that are like that, but I don't got time for those people. So I just addressed their comments as harassment and reported them. That's how I'm handling it. And I'm taking care of me, and that's how I do it. So for all you people that are getting jacked with out there, I'm sorry. Don't let it mess with your mind. It just shows who they really are. Maybe someday they'll grow up. Maybe not. I'll just keep praying for them. Anyway, so today I'm going to focus on something positive, but I did want to address the negative comments. I'm not affected by it. I've been struggling with negative people my whole life. That just shows where they're at in life. Fix yourself, buddy. Okay, so this is my book. This is Sacred Path Cards. It's a tool that I use daily to focus on something positive in my life, because right now I am struggling with many different life issues, along with all the society crap that's going on, and just having to be around people that are unhealthy on a daily basis, which is most of the world. So anyway, I try to work it from the inside out rather than the outside in, because if I am not okay within my inside spaces, then I allow the outside world to determine how I feel internally. So I live inside out, and if I keep my insides okay, then the outside world don't seem to bother me as much. So I quit living outside in, because that's when I let the crazies get in here, and yeah, that ain't good for nobody. We already know where that goes. I don't need to learn that lesson again. Check that off the box, and we're moving on. So today I'm going to do the Peace Tree spread from the Sacred Path cards for my daily focus. The Peace Tree spread should be used if you're feeling at odds with your environment or aspects of self. The Peace Tree is a white pine which symbolizes the end of strife and the union of the original 5 nations of the Iroquois Peace Confederacy. We of the Wolf Clan hold peace as our guiding light. In understanding the role of peace in the fifth world, on which we are now embarking, we must first seek inner peace. The serenity that comes from a clean conscience, a humble heart, and a smiling face, a twinkling eye, and a gentle touch, and a positive outlook is the goal. If you are conscious, you don't need a conscience. If you are conscious or awake, you don't need a conscience. In the modern world, where the serene forests are not always available, confusion, worry, hurry, and noise take their toll. The Peace Tree lives in the hearts and minds of those who seek the silent places of the Spirit. So Ricky Moon and Jesus Christ that sent me those messages, maybe they need to, find the peace tree that lives in their hearts and minds and seek the silent places of their spirit. So, hope you find inner peace there, buddy. Learn to love your brothers and sisters, or, love yourself first. That's how I do it. It's not always easy to love your brothers and sisters that, behave like, the person that's calling themselves Jesus Christ and saying they're my boss. Jesus Christ really is God's my boss. Jesus Christ was just a son. I am hooked into the Christ consciousness. Your comments don't offend me. It just shows me how ignorant you are. Yep. And I just keep praying for those ignorant people. Hope they, pick up a book and read something that's worthwhile, or watch a YouTube video that can help grow their spirit. Go out in nature, take a walk, Jimmy, or Ricky Moon and Jesus Christ, whoever you are. I know that's not who you really are, but that's your YouTube comment name. God bless. May the good Lord take a liking to you. So the first card is the root card, or buried talent card, which represents the gift or ability that you are not acknowledging because you have not sent your roots deep enough into our Earth Mother. This talent will directly apply to your seeking inner peace. So we're going to draw 5 cards and see what great mystery in our angels and ascended masters and Jesus Christ and the real one, Mother Mary does hang out over my left shoulder. She is a protector of me. So, as long as I know that, that's all that really matters. I'm spiritually protected. I hope all the haters find God, or, great spirit, great mystery, whatever they choose to call God. When you quit playing God there, Ricky Moon and Jesus Christ, maybe you'll get it. But until then, you're not going to hear anything I say. And that's fine. You'll play your turn in the hamster wheel, and that's the way it goes. My days of that are done. You're always going to have the haters, or people that want to ruffle your feathers and, stop you in your tracks when you're trying to make something of yourself. It's been going on my whole life. People love to hate to see people winning, They don't want to be outshined. Especially when it looks like you're down. They really like to pick at you. So I'm going to keep shuffling these, and I just ask angels and ascended masters, great mystery, great spirit, to guide this reading and help me be a channel of positive love and light and strength for the collective and myself, because I know that we all go through struggling times, whatever they may be. I know I'm rising up out of these difficult times, and I hope you are too. I choose to build people up, not tear them down. But that's just my way. That works for me. But I treat people just the way they treat me. I try to be the big girl. But, some people just never get it. In order to build themselves up, they gotta pick at people. Because they're weak. I don't have to stomp people down to build myself up. I know that doesn't work in the end anyway. It just comes back to hurt you. So, enjoy your karma, pal. That's all I can say. I just send you lots of love. I get annoyed by people like that, but, why should I be annoyed by their ignorance? You talk till you're blue in the face, and people would never hear it. Because their brains are shut off. Their hearts are shut down. why waste my breath or my time? So I don't know if any of you are experiencing that, but that's what I'm dealing with right now. But that's the risk I take by doing a YouTube channel. Alright, so we'll shuffle these one more time. Take a few deep breaths. And again, I ask to be a channel of love and light and freedom and peace for the collective and myself. And I ask Great Mystery to share a message with us that is hopeful, helpful. Because I choose the love train, not the fear train. Why should I fear my blessings that Great Mystery and Great Spirit have for me? I have nothing to fear. Okay. So this is the Buried Talent card, the first card. So it'll apply to you directly. Gotta send your roots deep into Mother Earth if you want to get inner peace. So let's draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sun's starting to come out now. Okay, so this is the root card, viewpoints and options, the talking stick. So Jimmy and Jesus Christ are, they have their own viewpoints and options. I concurrently do not agree with their viewpoints and options, but they have the right to think the way they think, and it's freedom of speech, so, I'm just not going to give them any more attention than they deserve. Talking stick remind me of each sacred point of view, complete within the circle of the sacred hoop. The talking stick is the tool used in many Native American traditions when a council is called. It allows all council members to present their sacred point of view. The talking stick is passed from person to person as they speak, and only the person holding the stick is allowed to talk during that time period. This form of parliamentary procedure has been used by Native Americans for many centuries and recognize the value of each speaker. Every member of the meeting must listen closely to the words being spoken, so when their turn comes, they do not repeat unneeded information or ask impertinent questions. Indian children are taught to listen from the age of 3 forward. They are also taught to respect another's viewpoint. This is not to say that they may not disagree, but rather they are bound by their personal honor to allow everyone their sacred point of view. So, in my opinion, I don't believe that they have a sacred point of view that they're commenting. I think they're just doing it to be snarky, and that's okay. I got broad shoulders. I can take it. The talking stick reminds us of the validity of other viewpoints and teaches us how to listen and apply what we hear. We are being reminded not to interrupt others who are imparting wisdom. We are taught through listening that life has millions of options and answers to any dilemma. If the talking stick has appeared in your spread, you are probably not allowing yourself any options in your present situation, or have become too stuck on one idea to see any further than your self-created tunnel. Open up and listen to the opportunities that the talking stick says are coming your way. Remember, all life signals and or options are available to those who will hear. You are being given an opportunity to grow through an alternative route. Use this gift now. So that is talking stick, viewpoints and options, and that's the talent that will apply to seeking inner peace. And it's a talent that represents a gift or ability that you're not acknowledging, because you need to send your roots deeper into Mother Earth. So the second card is the root card, which represents the strength to be gained. This card gives you the tool needed to earth your confusion and replace it with substance or strength. When looking at when looking at the lesson presented by this card, you may wish to imagine this card as the root of your new understanding. And what do you know? Field of plenty. Ideas and needs manifested. So that's being in abundance. The field of plenty is being in universal flow, where all needs can be manifested. So that's the cornucopia of life is open to me. So I must be doing something right. I'm taking care of me. Field of plenty, abundance for all, no hunger, no more pain. Great mystery holds earth's children dear and feeds them with eternal flame. Children of earth, trust again, be grateful and give praise. The field of plenty will remain to sustain us all our days. The field of plenty is an Iroquois teaching that has to do with the understanding of creation. When great mystery created our world, everything that would ever exist was created as ideas in the thought of spirit world. This non-physical plane of awareness is eternal and can be drawn upon at any time there is a need. The thought forms that provide all that is ever needed on the good red road of physical life exist in eternal readiness inside the field of plenty. To call these ideas into manifestation, one only need to come to great mystery with a grateful heart, which will bring the needs, ideas into physical reality. The application of the field of plenty. The cornucopia is full of abundance of ideas, talents, clothing, experiences, food, companions, and feelings that will serve the needs of the children of earth. If the field of plenty card has appeared, you are being assured that what you need at this time is manifesting. And that resonates as truth with me. Your needs will be met, and they are. Give thanks now before your needs are met. I do. I'm grateful. Show great mystery the trust you have in the process, dropping any doubt, becoming childlike again. Do not limit the manner in which the physical manifestations occur. Original Source operates in mysterious ways, placing the perfect people, places, and things on our path to be answers to our true needs. We are asked to recall the differences between true needs and material crutches, which are mere illusions of happiness. In all instances, the field of plenty reminds us of our divine right to have our prayers answered and our needs met. So, that is the present lesson presented by this card. So, I imagine that that is my root card of my new understanding. I can manifest anything I want because the field of plenty is open to me, and all things exist there. The third card is the trunk card, which signifies the lesson you need to apply to your physical body and your sense of self. To walk tall in health and in balance, you should apply this lesson to your life. So, shaman, death, and rebirth. And I am 41. My 42nd birthday will be next month. So, to walk tall in health and in balance, I apply the shaman, death, and rebirth to my life. Grandfather, I do ask for death, for the parts of me that won't hear or speak the truth, which are too blind to see. Grandmother, give me birth again with love as my guide, truth and beauty as my path, with nothing left to hide. The shadow side of the self, which inhibits growth, is constantly forced to die. These deaths occur on a daily basis, whether they be our fears or doubts, or bad habits, our negative thoughts, or our self-importance. These deaths mark spiritual progress and speak of the ability of humankind to walk in beauty. Every death of a part of the shadow announces the birth of a new talent or gift contained in the self. Each victory over a part of self that does not walk in beauty is a rebirth in itself. Every time a person reaches a crossroads and a decision must be made, that change in attitude marks the death of the old and the birth of the new. One such death and rebirth ritual is called the Night of Fear. The tradition is practiced by North American tribes as a way to confront, conquer fear before going on a vision quest. The application of the Shaman's Death card. You are being asked to put on notice that a death cycle or ending is in progress. Before the rebirth can occur, the habit, attitude, relationship, or part of self that is dying must be looked at. Assist the process by consciously allowing the old to be removed. Let go and then make way for the new cycle of life to take hold. Remember that you are creating fertile ground for new adventures when you are willing to let go of your old identities. The rebirth cycle is always full of promise and growth when you allow the old patterns to die with dignity. So, the fourth card is the branch card. It tells you what the lesson is needed to reach the light of Grandfather Sun's love and understanding. This card is also a clue to mental attitude. If your attitude is limiting the amount of joy you experience, it will be evident to you. That is, if the card reflects something you are not doing, it reveals the mental attitude that could use an adjustment so that you may reach further and touch the peace you seek. So, self-sacrifice, the Sun Dance card. And you can see the two arrows in his chest. Number 6, self-sacrifice. So the card reflects something you're not doing. It reveals the mental attitude that could use an adjustment so that you may reach farther and touch the peace you seek. Number 6. Within the sacred arbor, the warriors dance the sun, tied to the tree of life until the dancing is done. They feel the pain of woman, so the people may live, seeking medicine visions, as of their pain they give. The traditional sun dance is the sacred ceremony or ritual that allows warriors the right to give of their pain, of their blood, of their prayers, and of themselves, sacrificing for the good of all people. The sun dance is usually held once a year by each tribe. It is a 4-day ceremony that honors the 4 directions and the sacred tree of life, and gives the warriors an opportunity to prove their wholeness, to be protectors of the people. The sun dance is called by its name because Grandfather Sun is known and honored as the source of love and warmth on the Earth Mother. The male aspect of Grandfather Sun demonstrates how warriors can be the protective and loving force that allows all members of the tribe to grow and flourish under their protection. As Grandfather Sun gives light to all green and growing things on Mother Earth and protects us from the darkness of thought, heart, or total night of, so must the warriors of the people protect their nations from enemies, loss of courage, and the dark night of the soul when fears take over. The area of the sun dance is prepared in a sacred manner. The purpose of the sun dance is to allow all young warriors to share the blood of their bodies with the Earth Mother. It is understood that women do this too through their cycle, their moontime or menstrual cycle. Women give of their pain through childbirth and the men through the sun dance, so the people may live. Women nurture the seeds of the future generations, and men commit their lives to the protection of that future through the ceremony of the dancing the sun. The application, the sun dance card asks us to look at what needs to be sacrificed so that the sacredness of our lives may be restored. It could be that doubt or fear are trailing our dreams and need to be sacrificed so that our dreams may live. On the other side, or on the other hand, if some bad habits has limited our capability, the habit needs to be conquered. Recklessness and overindulgence can be thwart the abundance. Recklessness and overindulgence can thwart the abundant life we seek if we do not rid those parts of the self that represent our shadow. Your shadow is always ready to be sacrificed. If you have learned from dancing with the darkness of ignorance, you will learn what is no longer sacred in your life. When the sacrifice becomes your truth, if you use less paper in order to save the rainforest, you make them sacred. In all instances, you are being asked to give up something in order to stand in the truth of your convictions. Giving up aerosols, apathy, bitterness, greedy friends, or too much sugar can change the worth of your life. Remember, self-sacrifice is not denying your own needs, but rather the self's decision to willingly sacrifice limitation through action. So I am sacrificing, myself and sharing my personal victories and pains with everyone. I guess that's my Sundance. That's how I'm trying to protect the children of Earth. I have given my blood, sweat, and tears to try to help people like me that struggle with addiction and depression and being themselves in public, so that way they don't feel like they have to hide in the dark, and because of their differences. So I've spoken my truth. That was my sacrifice, even the darkest, crappiest things about me. So maybe some other people would be okay with allowing their story to be told as well, because in the end we've done it all of us. Nobody's innocent. The fifth card is the Father Sky card, which indicates the personal freedom that you can gain. Knowing you may attain personal freedom whenever you find inner peace, you may also find the courage to lay aside judgments, conflicts, or doubts that keep you from the freedom of flight in Father Sky. The winds of change live in Father Sky and can also be your allies when letting go of old habits that create stagnation. So, burden basket, self-reliance. Can you hear the bullfrog? He's talking to us this morning. Okay. Burden basket carries my grief and gives me strength to go on. Burden basket reminds me not to take my burdens to others' homes. Burden basket sings to me when the winter is long, reminding me of summer's heat, bringing warmth to ancient bones. Our Native American tradition, there's little use for the burden basket in these modern times. The traditional burden basket has been replaced by cardboard boxes stacked in the back of a reservation pickup truck. In looking at the original usage of these for the burden basket, we must travel to the times when our people still wandered freely across the Earth Mother without restriction of fences. If Great Mystery had determined that the seeker's burden was to be carried further in order for a life lesson to be learned, this was accepted gracefully, to allow the lesson to build character. Unlike many seekers in today's world who seek and refuse advice, the instructions of a wise person in Native America was sacred and holy. In tribal law, the burden of finding answers rested on individuals and their abilities to be connected to the ancestors and their medicine helpers. If a seeker sought counsel, the wisdom given was honored to the letter. Burden baskets served the people in many ways. As utilitarians, carriers, for wood, herbs, tubers, acorns, rushes, berries. The basket was assisted the women in keeping the lodge or camp in good order. As the guardians of the home, the burden baskets were a reminder to respect the happiness and privacy of each family's sacred space. When the burden basket was hung outside of any lodge, it reminded each visitor of the strength and character needed to set aside personal problems. To enter another's home with a black cloud of worry or neediness was considered very poor manners. To be in the present moment and to be willing to be a welcome guest requires strength and character. If everyone considered the sacred space of others before speaking or acting, balance would be easily maintained in all communal living situations. Personal balance brings the self-reliance we need to be in the present time. Inner strength is created through trusting our personal knowing and only seeking counsel when we have exhausted all other paths. If you are carrying a burden basket today, this card is telling you to pull from your inner strength and become self-reliant. You can conquer the world when you let go of the burdens by trusting your ability to find your own answers. Problems cease being burdens when solutions are found. Burden basket also teaches us not to drop our woes at the door of another. Relying on ourselves and our connection to great mystery teaches us to stretch into our potential. If confusion sets in and counsel is sought, use the advice. Don't waste the precious time of others if you don't intend to respect the wisdom offered. Know also that it is not your job to solve the problem of others. Don't rob others of their right to be self-reliant. In all cases, we only carry the burdens we wish to carry. If it makes us feel good or important to have so much to handle, we might need to take a look at our ideas of self-importance. The reminder is that we are all self-reliant and must use our talents to find our own solutions. The best answer is one shared equally by all travelers on the sacred path. So that's a good reminder to me to lay down my burden basket. Think of solutions rather than living in the problem, and I can't cling to other people to fix my problems. You know, I have to trust great mystery and great spirit to help guide me along this path, and so that's what I'm doing. And I use these cards as a tool to help me stay focused. That's all they are. They're not witchcraft, but, you know, the talking stick says, you know, other people have a viewpoint, and, you know, they're going to have opinions. So go on and have your opinions. This is what works for me, you know. That doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. So, you know, if this doesn't work for you, go try something else. This is what's working for me. I'm struggling right now.